Gurudev, we have senior officers today from the Indian Administrative Services, Indian Revenue Services, and also scientists from across India doing the Art of Living program today in the campus. We have over 100 personnel from the BSF forces also doing the program with us today. We welcome them all once again, and they have questions for you.
Okay, go ahead, go ahead.
So the first question is from Narendra Sharma ji, Ministry of Jal Shakti. His question is Ahimsa Parmo Dharma. Don't you think India as a race, a civilization, as a culture, has paved a way, has paid a very high price for following the Ahimsa during the last millennium? Would like you to please elaborate what is Hinsa and what is Ahimsa. Shouldn't we read the full text? Ahimsa parmo dharma, dharma hinsa tathaivacha.
We must understand what is ahimsa. Ahimsa is not being violent for selfish reason on others. Ahimsa is not an action, but it is an attitude. Now, self-defense is also ahimsa. You cannot consider self-defense as hinsa. If a beast is coming to attack you and you protect yourself, you can't call it hinsa. It is ahimsa. I hope that makes it clear. Yeah. But the wrong understanding of ahimsa has led to complacence. And complacence is not the virtue. But ahimsa is a virtue. Non-violence is virtue. But complacence and giving up when you have a responsibility to protect everybody, that cannot be called as ahimsa.
Gurudev, this question is from Professor Wagesh, IIT Madras. He's asking, what is the physical nature of Atma or soul, and how does moksha feel like for an Atma?
Oh, very simple. Let me start from your second question. You ask your children when the day their exams are over. They come home, throw the bags, and they'll just throw themselves on the sofa. Hi. Or the day results come and they pass. Wow, passed. That's a glimpse of moksha. Or if you're traveling in a long journey and the journey breaks and you have to come out of the bus or train or plane, you say, ah. You have a sign of relief and release and say, oh my God, it's over. The sense of it's all over is moksha. When the mind is going through such turbulence, when those turbulence ends and suddenly you realize, oh, it was all just a joke. I took it too seriously. Then that is moksha. When you have a nightmare and when you wake up and you know it's all over, it was just a dream, that is moksha. That is the experience of moksha. Similarly in life, when you see some good things happen, some bad things happen, good days happen, bad days happen, things happen the way you want, they don't happen the way you want. And finally, curtain falls on all that. And when you realize this, then you can't but smile. You'll keep smiling. And that smile that wells up from deep within you, which nothing can take away and nothing can shake, that is moksha. What is the previous question?
What
is the physical nature?
Nature of Atman. What is the nature of sky? Space. Atma is not an entity, a person. It is the space. So, you are a space. You are a field. Atma is just Chaitanya, energy. Consciousness is Atma. And consciousness is not an object. What are the nature of consciousness? It is aware, it knows itself, and it is there. Nobody can deny, nobody can say, I am not there. Right? Who is saying I am not there? That person is there. That is Atma, self.
Santosh Mehraji from the IPS services, he's asking, India has a rich tradition of Guru Shishya Parampara. We celebrate our President Dr. Radhakrishna ji's birthday as Teachers' Day. We have Dronacharya Award in sports for best coaches. Kabir placed Guru and God as one. Guru Gobind dono khade, kaake lagu pai. But it is not so in the other countries. Furthermore, in USA, Europe, they make fun of Hinduism, monkey god for Hanumana, elephant god for Ganesha. Despite so many disadvantages, Art of Living Foundation has spread in more than 156 countries. Truly outstanding. My question is, what were the challenges that you faced in spreading this message in so many countries? How did you handle them? Any lessons for us as how we can handle them in our services, as being a civil servant? How can I handle these challenges if they come to me?
Oh, I think we can give a series of discourse. 40, we just completed 40 years in Art of Living. And 40 years, very colorful journey. There were quite big challenges, of course. There are prejudice, not just abroad, even in India, there is a lot of prejudice about anything. There is gender prejudice, there is racial prejudice, there is religion prejudice, there is prejudice about spirituality, there is prejudice of their own, people have their own traditions and they don't want to listen to anything which is outside their tradition. This sort of thing is there even here in India. And sometimes people think they know everything and they don't know anything. So all these challenges are there. But for you, one thing you should know that when challenges come to you, you know you have solution. That's why such challenge come in front of you. The nature puts the solution before and then put the question in front of you. Challenge. This much we should have attention, faith. Yeah.
Bureaucracy is supposed to be independent in Indian democracy, but at present it has become committed bureaucracy. A committed bureaucracy can give an objective and welfare-related decision. What is the solution? Change in system or some remedy is available. Today's situation is राजा ने कहा रात है, मंत्री ने कहा रात है, संगी ने कहा रात है, ये सुबह सुबह की बात है.
सुबह की बात शाम को हम क्यों करें? उसको सुबह के लिए छोड़ देते. हाँ है ऐसा. मगर देखिए, bureaucracy has a very important role to play. if this country has changed and people are being guided, bureaucracy has played a very vital role for both the progress and lack of it. Bureaucracy has a very big role to play. So, but what I am concerned is the bureaucrats are tensed, if they're stressed, and while taking decisions, if they have prejudice, it affects a lot. So that's why I feel this knowledge of how to get rid of stress, how to have a calm, serene, and strong mind is essential. You know, when I conducted a meditation in United Nations building, the Secretary General then Ban Ki-moon, I think this was 2015, Ban Ki-moon, he said, Gurudev, I think before every negotiations we should have this meditation. I said, it's a very good realization. He says, if we could do all our negotiations with this calm collective mind, I don't think any breakdown will happen in any communication. Communication breakdown is a very big issue in any decision making or in any collective decisions. So, I think it is very important. Meditation is so important. It's as important as being healthy. And meditation can also give that intuitive ability in us to see what to say, where to say, how to do, how to make things happen, and whether something will help, will work or not. Even this, ideas. See, our entire action depends on our ideas, our thought process. And our thought process depends on our state of mind. If our mind is stressed, you can't expect a brilliant idea to come out of that mind, isn't it? Don't you think so? Yeah.
This question is being asked by Dr. Shilpi Sharma, IIT Delhi. What is gut feeling in biological sense? And further, she asks, yesterday you had mentioned about choosing the gut feeling over intellect when in conflict. How can we be so sure of it? Is intellect secondary to the gut feeling?
I wouldn't keep one above the other. They all have their place. Our hands are, if you ask me what is more important, your eyes or your hands, I would say both. You can't compare actually, right? Eyes give the knowledge, hands does the action. So similarly, intellect has its role to play. But there is something beyond the intellect, that is the gut feeling, our intuitive ability. We should not miss that. As a kid, you all had it. As a child, you were more intuitive. But as we grow up, somewhere we miss, and that is because of our stress. It all boils down to stress finally. Yeah.
This question is being asked by C.H. Srinivas Rao from DRDO Bangalore. Is asking why we are all afraid of death when it is inevitable.
Yeah, that is my question. Why? Because we never asked about it. We never think about it. We don't know about it. Anything that we don't know is always, the unknown is always causes fear. And how to know death? When you expand your consciousness, see life from a bigger picture, then this is so obvious, it's all happens. Again here, meditation. If you know meditation, then there is no fear. And fear, hatred, and love, these are three different forms of a single energy. So when there is love, there is no fear. When there is hatred, there is no fear. Terrorists have no fear. And people who are in deep love, in bhakti, they have no fear. And if you are committed for a great cause, our soldiers, see, they have such dedication to the nation. Where is the fear? They put their heart and soul, and because they love the country, they love the people. So there is so much love in them for the nation, so they have no fear. They go to Shaichin, they go and stand in the borders, because there is a commitment. So when there is a commitment and there is dedication, there is no fear. And if someone is so committed to truth or welfare of something, where is the fear for them? We have our volunteers working in the flood-affected areas. Whenever the flood happens in Bihar or anywhere in the country or anywhere in the world, they just jump into action. Where is the fear for? They don't even think about themselves. Yet the fear is there because we don't have that greater sense of belongingness, number one. Second, we are not aware about our own mind, our consciousness. Third is we are not aware of our emotions at all. And link between the emotion, breath, and certain location in our body. And meditation will make you understand. In our advanced course, silence course, this is what we understand. People and learn about it. How one emotion, one energy moves in different emotions. We learn about all our emotions. Jealousy, it's common. Jealousy, greed, and generosity, gratefulness, grief. What are all these emotions? How they all act differently in our body. This knowledge is there, available. The Kundalini, the inner power, the Kundalini energy, when it rises, and at different parts of the body, that manifests as different energy. Like love, hatred, and fear, you will find it in the heart region. Gratefulness and grief in the throat region. Anger and alertness in between the eyebrows. So there is a lot to know about this. So take those 4 days, 5 days, and go deep in silence, and advanced course is the answer.